bit earlier than I thought. Let me see what I can do with this. Hi, Fathia, how are you? Sorry, I'm just testing out the green screen and trying to, they've got lots of new Fandangle bits and pieces here on the YouTube channel. So let me know if you can hear me okay, and if you can see me okay. Hey, Marilyn Tellis, hi, how are you? I lost my phone and lost your contact. Okay, so plus, listen, I'm even having some problems with my WhatsApp, but I'll give you this number, okay? Plus 220-240-5273. That's plus 220-240-5273, okay? So let's try and adjust this. Woo, is the lighting okay or do you need more? You can hear me. Okay, is the lighting okay? Or do you need more? Kath? 1 second, everybody. Can you moderate for me? Okay, back. So let me just try and set this up correctly. Can you hear me? See me? I put a little bit more lighting on. Is that okay? Okay, everyone. Thank you, Sifathia Idris. Thank you, Remy Marinda. Thank you, Babaka Mani. Thank you so much, Wandas Makalo. Thank you so much. Hey, good job. Wandas, hi. Good to hear from you. Hello, Marilyn Tellis as well. So greetings everybody. How are you today? Let me just say to everybody that's new to BlaXit, welcome to BlaXit. Thank you for joining us today on today's live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you for sending me some lovely waves. I really appreciate them. Give me some thumbs up as well, please. I really appreciate those. I've only got one, and there's quite a few of you here. Hi to Dr. Joseph 3378. Peace and love to you. Thank you for joining us today. Today is going to be a really interesting show. It's all about the African Revolution because it's happening. You know, did anyone see oh gosh, everybody, I'm Nyacho Kajabi, that's my Gambian name. I'm based here in the Gambia. I was born in England and there my first name was Juliet, but my African name is Nyancho. So welcome, and I'm broadcasting from the west coast of Africa. I'm broadcasting from Gambia, where I've lived for over now 6 years, I'm proud to say, continuously. I've only travelled within the continent, and I've not been back to the UK, and BlaXit is all about your repatriation and relocation back to Africa. It's all about the possibilities. I'm a Garveyite through and through. I support the Honourable Marcus Messiah's Garvey's vision and also that of his son, Dr. Julius Garvey, who has recently sent us some footage that we are working on with regards to presenting a special with regard to his pardon. So we do apologise for the delays. We had some communication issues that are being sorted out. I've had some issues with my WhatsApp. But anyway, without further ado, I am going to talk about some very important issues, yeah? Where in Gambia are you living? Do you want to come and visit me? Okay, so I used to give out my information location freely, but unfortunately some people, I've got to say, like, our own people really do spoil it for us, our own people really do spoil it for us. So unfortunately I'm unable, because of security reasons, to do that anymore. But let's just say I'm in Combo. Yeah, I'm in Combo South, so that's good for you to know. So at least you've got some information there. But thank you for asking, Babaka Mane, and Nyancho Mane Sane, but it's actually Kajabi, because I got adopted by a Jola family, but I was given the name Nyancho by Mandinka family. So there you have it. So Wandas, how are you? How are you doing? Wherever you are, we know where you are. I hope you're coping well. I hope everything's going well for you. And thank you for joining us on today's live. I really appreciate it. Thank you. How are you all today? Thank you so much. So so listen, we are living through the revolution. I don't know if any of you saw the Super Bowl. Now I've got all the housekeeping done. Remember, we all keep it respectful here. BlaXit is all about peace, love and unity, our own personal development, our own growth, and us coming together to do the best via Africa. That is what our aims and our target is. Our goals are to get you back home, if not to get you investing back in Africa, so we can build Africa back to the greatness that it was before. Unfortunately, it was not. Before, it was raped and pillaged by those colonizers. So Africa's Essentials, hey Queen, lovely to see you as well. Lovely to see you all, the kings and queens, divine feminines and divine masculines that are here today. Thank you so much and welcome to our live. It's lovely to see you. I hope some team members are also here on the live as well. So I'm just saying that I watched the Super Bowl. I don't know if any of you watched the I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Let me just explain, sorry. I watched Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. Did anybody else see that? And he said he I didn't understand all of the lyrics. Okay, I do remember 35 feet. Oh, lover boy, and 40 acres and a mule, and turn the television off. And also where he talked about the fact that the revolution will be televised and he'll be the one doing it. I think that's what he said, something like that. So Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. So the reason why I'm mentioning that is because he talks about reparations, which of course, for me is a touch flag. So if you did watch it, if you haven't watched it, after this slide, please do go ahead and see Kendrick Lamar's performance. Now, he did it in the form of a game, right? And then he had Uncle Sam, who was played by, Samuel L. Jackson. Yes. And he played the, hi, Babaka. He played the person who was playing Uncle Sam. Now, I thought it was quite a poignant performance. And I also thought it said a lot about our situation. And at the end, he said, turn the television off, which I thought was also quite key, because I think we've been brainwashed enough by Western media as it is. So it was quite key that he was actually saying that during, okay, you'll watch it later. Okay, so I'll start talking about it until you watch it. How's that? But the reason why I'm saying that is because he dropped some golden nuggets. And it's all a part of the revolution. I think the pardon of Marcus Garvey recently by Joe Biden, the ex-president of America, has also been a part of our revolution. And I do believe what is going on in Niger, what is going on in Burkina Faso, and what is going on in Mali, and hopefully many other, Francophone countries, will be spreading to other nations that are also colonized, or at least in the colonizers' grip. So let's keep talking about this. Now, I want to talk about some more ways to unify Africa today. And so, as you know, I'm not gonna, yes, we were speaking in code. The ones who know. Yes, so exactly. So he was talking in code and it was fantastic. And he played the game well. He showed the game of racism, as it is. He showed the game of segregation as it is. He showed the game of how we're unfairly treated across the world as it is. So I really appreciated that performance. I give credit where credit is due anyway. So more ways to unify Africa. The first thing I want to talk about is to establish a Pan-African university. What do you think about that? Give me a yes or give me a no. Yeah, and give me your comments. So establish a Pan-African university. That's number one. All of these aren't my ideas, by the way. I got them from different social media groups and different places and different people, and put them together, okay, for today's program. So these are ideas, more ways to unify Africa. So establish a Pan-African university. Now, one of the things that I want to say is that if we only learn the Western ways, we will only continue to do the Western ways. So isn't it time that we learn to do things our way? And we had our own students learning to do things our way. Okay, so Black Anarchic reacts. Does anybody know of a reliable services that can help me get out of the US by Suriname? A PhD student in the US is trying to get to Kenya, far away. Can you give me a call? I might know somebody. In fact, I think I know somebody who might be able to help. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to him for a while. But +220 240 5273. That's +220 5273. Okay? So we'll see what we can do from his Babylon cauldron. Okay? No problem. We'll see what we can do. One, because FB81, you are the best wife. Oh, how lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, your eyes are very beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so writing it down. I'll say it again slower for you. +220 240 5273 on WhatsApp. So, Kath, if you could just add that into the comment section so people can just see it slowly for me. +220 240 5273 on WhatsApp. Okay. So I'm talking about ways to unify Africa. As you can see, we are in an African revolution. You are living in the African revolution. Yes, feel proud of yourselves. You are living through this. This is what your ancestors wanted. This is what we wanted. And it is high time that we live through this revolution. It is our time. It is our time. More power to you. Okay? I'm going to tell you the truth. YouTube, you can say only one person's watching. I'm still going to put the message out there because one person's hearing and you can't unhear me. Okay? You can't unhear me. We are living in the African revolution and it is being televised. Okay? That's right. Jill Scott, more power to you. So, first thing I said was to establish a Pan-African university. Do I have yeses? Do I have nos? Yeah, it's game over. It's now. Exactly. Thank you, Wonders. So establish a Pan-African university. Do you think that we should have one so we can learn to do things our way, in the right way? Have your say. Say yes, say no, say where you think it should be, where it should go. Okay, so we've had one yes. So that's first on the list. Yes, we should have a Pan-African university. I need you all to join in with me, please, because this is very much about us looking at how we can change the future for the next generation, which is up to us, okay? W.S. Banker said, "Lol, revolution will not be televised. It isn't a commercial product." Well, to be honest with you, let's just say that it already is. It already is. It's not even about being a commercial product. It's now becoming a life revelation, okay? It's something that we're living through. So, but I do understand what you're saying. It's not being packaged. It's not going to be packaged as a commercial product. No, it's a Pan-African movement. That's what it is. Okay, it's a pro-African, pro-black movement. It's a change. It's a whole 360-degree mind revolution. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, so Hilly Duvalier from SVG. Yeah, big yourself up. What's SGV? Give me some more information. Yeah, we are in fact in a revolution. We are Banker. Yes, we are in a revolution. And one of the ways that we can have that is to establish our own Pan-African university. That's number one. Number two, develop a common agricultural policy. What are your thoughts on that? Now, food security and food assurity is the best thing forward. Now, if we all across African countries says, no, we're not going to use any of those, what do you call them? Monsanto or whatever the other brands, Roundup or whatever they're called, they're branded forms of chemical agricultural farming. We're not going to go to that. We're going to use our own natural farming produce. And if you remember, I don't know if you can see these calories in my hair. The reason why I'm wearing them is because I'm celebrating the fact that we used to use these as a form of money, and also our connection to our spiritual ancestors as well. So I thought I'd do that. I also was going to bring out St. John's Wort, which I will try and do next week, because I only just found out the really important information about that during this Black History Month in America. So Estavo Arnico Esteve, I hope I've said your name right, okay? Utudo Mosudo, Aki Mozambique Petro. Okay, I understand Mozambique, yeah? Oi tudo moço, é tudo, estudo aqui. I know what aqui means, because that's the same as in Spanish here. Let's see if we can get that translated, please, moderator. Thank you so much, Caffrey, for your help today. Hilly Duvalier says St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Caribbean. That's where you're from. Hell yourself up, big yourself up. Everybody that's watching from St. Vincent and the Grenadine in the Caribbean, big yourself up. Anybody watching from the Caribbean, Jamaica or anywhere else, big yourself up. Watching from Europe, America, big yourself up, okay? Wherever you're watching from, big yourself up. So develop a common agricultural policy, yes or no, yay or nay. Give me your feedback. We're talking about unifying Africa. We're talking about building and developing Africa. We're talking about assisting in the revolution and unification of Africa, which is why we're here. Obviously, I'm going to talk about land banking and us obviously becoming investors in Africa as well. I know that some of us are going to Uganda to live, which is really important. Wes Banker said, United States of Africa, united diaspora, food free, free education, free healthcare, free housing. The land has the wealth, pass the wealth among the people. Oh, that is Portuguese. Yeah, I thought so, because that's why I didn't understand it all. Yes, I agree with you. And if you look at what Libya was doing, Gaddafi, that's why they took him out. You know, let's keep it. Let's be real here. You know, they don't kill off the African leaders that aren't doing well. They kill off the ones that are, doing well for their countries, doing well for their people. That's why so many assassination attempts have been made on Ibrahima Traore. Yes. Okay, peace and power, B1 family. Revolutionary 2's here. Good afternoon, welcome, Revolutionary 2. Please join in the conversation. Very interesting conversation we're having here about ways to unify Africa, ways to for us to develop Africa, to make Africa independent, away from the colonizers. Okay, you all know who I'm talking about. So, so tell me, develop a common agricultural policy, yes or no? I think yes, because I think food safety is important. I'll give you an example. During COVID, I said that word, didn't I? Okay, during the pandemic, there was an issue around food. As you know, people went in. Oh, hello, DSMRN. I'm interrupting what I'm saying because I'm saying hello to everybody today. Love from North Carolina. Hey, big yourself up. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please join in the debate. So far, we've talked about, should we establish a Pan-African university? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Revolutionary 2 says yes. Banquet said yes. Phyllis B Chronicles, UK in the house. UK in the house. Hey, Phyllis B Chronicles, please join in the debate. Big yourself up, all of you. Yeah. He who feeds you controls you. Thank you, Revolutionary 2. You are speaking my language. I could kiss you right now. No, I shouldn't say that. But you do know what I mean. Exactly. Who feeds you controls you. So I was talking about during the pandemic, that was the prime example, whether it be toilet paper or pasta, right? When you look at how they were able to control the food and the food resources, have people queuing up for hours to get food. Now that should have given you a warning. Hello, it's time to come home. Yeah, it's time to get out. Because we weren't doing that. We weren't doing that here, okay? So, yeah, Chris the Rebel, facts, says BlaXit. Thank you so much, Catherine. Absolute, and big yourself up as well. Chris the Rebel says, I'd say no. What will be the thought there? Okay. The reason why I say develop a common agricultural policy is because of unification across the African nations. If you look at most developed countries, they have a developed common agricultural policy. And I'm not talking about Europe and America. I'm talking about the fact that for us, food safety is important, okay? And food security is important. Now, if we have a common agricultural policy where we know that we are going to grow our own produce, we are going to grow what we eat and eat what we grow, that is an agricultural policy. So we don't have to eat rice from India. We will know that there are certain regions like Sierra Leone, like Gambia, Nigeria, other nations that have their own rice, that can grow their own rice. And we know that there is other areas that don't. And right, W.S. Banker said food is medicine. I'm sorry if I'm missing some of your comments, okay? It was the fact that they were using on people. Now, I want to also take you back to World War I and World War II, where food was actually weaponized. Okay? Now let's not forget that food was actually weaponized, eggs, etc. was weaponized. I've spoken about this before. And, you know, in order to secure yourself and to secure, because we all have to eat. It's just a fact of life. Yeah? So Chris the Rebel said taught. Phyllis B Chronicle said it was the fear factor that they were using on people. Oh, absolutely. It was a huge psyop. A huge psyop. You know, and we are aware of the fact that it was a huge psyop, okay? Because if you compare yourself today to then, what really is the radical difference, except for the fact that a lot of people got jook, if you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean a sexual type, okay? Just to be clear, okay? So, yes, says BlaXit. Phyllis B Chronicle says that, indeed, agricultural policy is highly important for the future. Food is medicine. Hotep sister, it's Cayman. Cayman, welcome. Please join in the debate. We are talking about ways in which we can unify with Africa as a diaspora. And also, we're talking about policies that will help us to develop within Africa as Africans as well. And Deborah, welcome to the debate. Hello to you. Thank you for joining. Hotep to you, Cayman. Let's keep talking. Let's keep joining in. So tell me, establish a Pan-African university so we can teach the next generation that they don't have to do things the European way and that we can establish our own policies, our own procedures and our own ways of doing things, and also to incorporate some of our cultures and traditions. What do you think? Okay, what do you think? Okay, and our specialisms, because we obviously have a lot of specialisms. Look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe launched a car that runs off of energy, free energy. Come on now. Yeah, and then you've also got Burkina Faso, who just launched their own electronic car. Okay, come on now. And there's so much more, so much more. Look at the generator that the boy made that works off of the air. Come on, we are geniuses. Don't you think that we need to have our own Pan-African university to also to celebrate and also to learn about our past, our rich past? So Phyllis B Chronicles also talks about rations, and yeah, that was in the First and Second World War. And we mustn't forget that these things can happen in a second. The world can change in a second, and that's why I say come back to, if you watch all of these films, you know, 2021 and all these different crazy films that they've got out there, you know, where did I go back to? Africa. Why? Ask yourself why. Africa is the only landmass that's actually secured to the Earth's core. It's absolutely true. Go search it if you don't believe me. Okay, so everybody says yes, so I'll go on to the next one. Yes, definitely. I like that quote. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat. Absolutely. I borrowed that from the former president of the Gambia, so thank you for that. Yahya Jammeh. And Phyllis B Chronicles says, yeah, we are wiser now. Yeah, I think we need to be. We need to also believe in our own wisdom, our own intellect and our own abilities. And we need to believe in ourselves. We need to connect with ourselves, love each other and stop this hatred which they set up. They set up this hatred. Now we have to, you know, realize, hang on a minute, we've been played. You understand? They say words are spells. And I'm telling you, we've been under a spell because they've been spelling the words and telling us how to speak, what to do, what to say, where to go, what we can do, what we can't do. Now it's time for us to now decide that we are going to determine our own destiny, our own future. Okay, and we are going to love each other. That's so important. Okay, so Hilly de Villiers said, more things can be done to foster a tie with the Caribbean and Africa. Absolutely, yes. As you know, my parents are both Jamaican, and my father was from St. Mary, and you know, my grandmother was a Morrison, and also and on my mother's side, there was the Lopez, the Griffiths, the Holnesses. I don't know all of my dad's side, unfortunately, but I will get more. Yeah, and so, as you know, agriculture was a big thing in Jamaica. When I went to Pepper in St. Elizabeth, which is where my family's from, you know, there was humongous areas, and I learned a lot. I went there to live, age 16, and I learned a lot, and to be educated there, and I learned a lot. I really did, especially natural living, and that made the transition for me to come to Africa to live much, much easier, because I was used to having a natural life, you know? That's right, Pit Tyler Tanal. Anyway, W. Spanker said yes, and in barter commodities need not be used for exchange, further increasing indigenous wealth. Lumber or diamonds or cotton or rice, for instance, one Africa. Exactly. And that's why I said, like I said, I've got the cowrie shells, because they used to be used, and I think they are in certain islands in Vanuatu as well still, if you go to Melanesia. Okay, so Deborah, we are what we eat and we are what we drink. Absolutely. And the thing is, all of these so-called, you know, medical, let's say pills and potions, okay? Where do they come from? Exactly. You know, I remember doing a program a long time ago. I don't know if you know, but my background before was in media, and I made a program which was called BlaXit, which was based on ibogaine. I don't know if you know about ibogaine, but ibogaine was from a plant which is found in Central Africa, and it was used for initiation rites. Anyway, there was a man called Howard Lotsoff. I actually interviewed him, and then he kind of died, mysterious circumstances, I don't know. But anyway, Howard Lotsoff, who was an addict looking for a new high, and he found that he got cured from heroin addiction by using ibogaine. You can go and look it up. Anyone, can you put it on the screen? Ibogaine, Ibogaine, I believe. But go and look at it. And there was another woman who was doing private treatments called Deborah Nash, I think. I remember someone getting in from the government getting in contact with me, trying to throw me off of pushing out what I was pushing out. But, you know, for anybody, you know, with addictions and so on, do go and check out Ibogaine and check out sources and treatment centres and so on, okay? Because there is reasons that there are facilities that can help you, okay? So Ibogaine and Howard Lotsoff, look up his story. Howard Lotsoff, I'm not sure exactly how to spell his name, but Lotsoff, it was a white guy. Anyway, and I was working for a production company at the time, and that was one of the stories that we did. So that's why I said your medicine, your food can be, you know, your life. Yes. Okay. So I think it will work well. Ghana has just started it. Excellent. Thank you so much, Wonders McCullough. It will work, says BlaXit. That's Cafe there. Thank you so much. He's a big boy now, you know. He's not a big boy, he's a young man, I must say. And Deborah, I agree. I conquer because our melanin requires our native Afro-Caribbean vegetables, legumes and food. Yes, we do need to serve our, and yes, we do need sun. We absolutely need sun. So for everybody that's living in the UK, and you know, like when you get the blues, you get SAD, you know, you suffer from vitamin D deficiency and so on. It is because we need the sun. We are people of the sun. We are people of the sun. They took us out from where we are. And that's why when you're in the Caribbean, you feel so much better. When you're in Africa, you feel so much better. And that's the reason why. W.S. Banker said, good idea. We need music, math, aesthetic, science. The university based on melanated experience and perspectives is a good idea. Thank you so much. Yes, says BlaXit. So I'm going to try and pronounce your name okay. Uzomeri, I hope I've said it correctly. Uzomeri Igwe, I am in support of the Pan-African University, should be in a location in all African countries. Yes, I support that as well. I agree with that. Also, W.S. Banker said, Ukweli, our native foods and methods. Yes, absolutely. And we need to preserve those as well. Very important that we preserve those methods. You know, I eat locally, you know, from my local market. Yeah, W.S. Banker said, Wagwan. So Deborah said, Julia, we embrace you. Visit Angola. I love to visit Angola, believe you me. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Phyllis B. Chronicle said, my dad is from St. Elizabeth too. Is it? We might be family. Who knows? Who knows? Then WhatsApp me. Let's find out. Okay. Let's find out. You know, the Holness family is big, the Lopez family is big, the Griffiths family is very, very big, okay? So let's find out. I mean, the Holness side, I must admit, that is more of the side. That's more of the European side. The Lopez side is more the black side, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and the Griffith side is definitely the African side. So, yeah, let's see if we're linked in any way. Shout out to Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. How are you there, cuz? I hope you're well. Anyway, Phyllis B. Chronicles, my dad is from St. Elizabeth too. As you know, so is Andrew Holness's dad as well. So the Holness family is quite a big family. So big yourselves up, Holness family. You know, I big you up. As you know, we're all family. Phyllis B. Chronicles says, and it's made me resilient. Absolutely, absolutely. Deborah says, I'm going to speed up a little bit. Deborah says the change, the revolution must begin from our African governments also. Aha, that I've got a point for that. I'm so glad that you've jumped ahead. Well done. The new generations need to receive more nutrition, cooking lessons from our parents, grandparents and elders. And we need to introduce different foods like, you know, breadfruits, you know, and different things also to the African continent. We do need to have a share in of information. We need to have a share of. I want to say hello to my family and of course to my two aunties, Auntie Nell, Auntie Clarice. Auntie Clarice, how are you? I hope you're well. Auntie Nell, I hope you're well. And also to my mum and all my family, my children. Thank you very much, and all my family. Thank you. We say hello to you and thank you. So yeah, it's very important that we exchange information, we exchange nutrition, we exchange plants, whether it's surrogacy, bringing surrogacy here, bringing, Aki is in Ghana. I learned that from Wodamaya. So Wodamaya, big yourself up. I love you every day. Okay. You saw that on Wodamaya, when Wodamaya was showing Aki in Ghana. And he at first, he was scared because he said it's poisonous, but it's one of our national dishes, as you know. So anyway, I'm leaving UK, sister, not to worry. Oh, excellent. I'm so glad. Deborah says, part of the problem is that our African parents only pressure and impose expect their African daughters to master cooking and not their sons. I totally agree with that. There's an imbalance. There has to be a balance, although I have met some excellent chefs here in the Gambia. I must confess there are some excellent male chefs here in the Gambia. And I've got to give credit where credit is due, because I learned a lot of Nigerian dishes from Kadi. Kadi taught me how to make egusi soup. He taught me how to make beans and custard and various African dishes. And my ex-husband also taught me Montserratian dishes. So, they could both cook really well. So I'm not going to diss all black men, and I'm certainly not going to diss all Africans, because like I said, Katie taught me to cook a lot of dishes, and also fried rice and bole and some other things that he introduced me to, and egg soup and so on, egg sauce, I think it is, and so on. So he taught me a lot. So yeah, not all of them are the same. So, but I would say that there does need to be shared knowledge between us. That there needs to be gender balance with the divine feminine, divine masculine. So yeah, I agree with that. My dad is from Ginger Hill. Okay, I know Ginger Hill. But no, my family's from Pepper. But yeah, and some of my family lived in Saint-Valamar as well. Anyway, where are we? We produce the most pineapple in the island. Wow, I didn't know that. You see, I even grow pineapples here in my compound. I have 3 growing at the moment. And these pineapples are so sweet, so succulent. So is the soursop. So is the pawpaws. I've got pawpaws growing right now. I've got green banana growing right now. I've got pineapples growing right now in my yard, right here, So BlaXit said, wow. Deborah, I believe cooking, nutrition knowledge, health and wisdom should be shared among both males and females, for Africans should also learn to cook too. Okay, I think I read that. African leaders are not doing enough, says Hilly Duvalier. Hilly Duvalier, when you say African leaders aren't doing enough, what do you mean? And explain to me in what context and in what areas do you want them to improve? By saying they're not doing enough, let's now pin it down to exactly what do you want them to do. Okay, if we're going to discuss this and we're going to put it on point, let's talk about it. What do you want them to do? How do you want them to do it? And what restrictions do you think they have? What obstacles do you think they have? And what do you think the problems are? Sorry about that. What problems do you think they have from doing that? Talking of nutrition, the lady that just called me, actually, I'm going to feature her on BlaXit as come from a company that was introduced to me by Ibrahima here in the Gambia. There is a Nigerian company that is actually producing fantastic, let's say, prevention, self-care potions, because you have to be so careful on YouTube now. Okay, Lo said breadfruit while I'm peeling one. Really, you peeling one? All right, no. Okay, now you're making me upset, Hilly de Villiers. So what you have to do is you have to send me some breadfruit. Okay, you understand? And I want the seeds. You have to send me some breadfruit. I'm only joking. You'd have to send a sucker, wouldn't you? Okay, so wow. So Deborah said, Juliet, the Angolan gastronomy is varied, vast and multicultural, diverse, and we have 18 provinces in Angola, and we show love and cooking and feeding. Yes, so much so. I think that sounds amazing. And, maybe that's what there needs to be, is an African cookbook that features the most prominent recipes from every African country. I put it out there, someone do it. Yeah, make an online app showing all of the prominent foods from different African countries and how to make them. Yeah. So I challenge you to do that or make a cookbook or what have you. Okay. So that we can learn from each other, because I do know certain other African dishes as well. And I can do fufu. Yeah, I can make fufu. Yes. Where was I? And gari. Yeah, and I can make certain Ghanaian dishes as well. Deborah, Juliet, the Angolan is from is very. Oh, sorry, I think I read that. I'm Mandinka warrior. That makes me more resistant. Yes, Mandinka warrior. That's Mantas Makalo. Okay, eating off the land is a pleasant childhood memory of mine and should not stop due to childhood. It's very important. You're very right. W.S. Banker, you're very right. The experience of eating off your own land for me has really radically changed me. I was brought up that way. Even in England, my father would farm in the garden, and we would have a variety of foods, whether it's potatoes, apples, cherry tree, gooseberries, we had strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, we had our own onions, carrots, tomatoes. We used to grow in the garden, and so green beans and so on. And so I followed the same tradition, and I used to grow my own food as well, and I still do. So it's very important to pass that on to the children. Very important. Agriculture is very important, and I noticed that they teach it here in school, and I think that's really good. Deborah said the African governments don't have the established infrastructures and resources in place in order to develop, to invest, to evolve in agriculture, like investing in plumbing and basic sanitation. Okay, so that's Deborah. Cool, you grow fruit in your yard, BlaXit. Yes, I do. Yeah, not just fruit, I grow herbs as well. And herbs like green lemongrass, and basil, and those types of herbs. Yes. No, I don't drink and I don't smoke. So not that kind of herb. Okay. Yes, we need clean water and education and plan farm to agriculture. True, I agree with that. Hugh de Villiers said, to bring Caribbean and African closer together, we can interlock in trade, agriculture, etc. products. Mainly, Maya Motley of Barbados remind us to stop talking about it and just do it. I love that lady so much. Her words just resonate with me. They really do. I almost feel like, I'm connected with her, because like every time I see her, I just get this huge gust of motivation and enthusiasm and inspiration from her. And she's right, we need to shut up and do it. Judah one, make yourself up, yeah? Soldier, long time, yeah? One love, one love, one love. So, hello, join the discussion. So far we talked about, I haven't got far down my list, and I'll haul it me have here. So better start speeding up, because the program we done and I only done the first one. Oh dear, I've only done the first two. I've got another 20 to go. So let me speed through them. So one was to establish a Pan-African university. Let us know, Judah one, yes or no. And also to develop a common agricultural policy, yes or no. Let me know what you think, yeah. That's what we were just talking about. Deborah says, I'm a Bakongo royal princess from the Kingdom of Congo. We reigned from Luanda in Angola to the country of Gabon. How amazing. So we've got royalty here. Let me bow. I only bow to black royalty. So let me bow. Welcome to BlaXit. We have royalty in the house. Okay? That's amazing. Okay? So, welcome, Your Royal Highness. I like that, We're all kings and queens in our own way, because, we all come from some lineage, but I like it when it's real and up to date and in BlaXit. So big yourself up, more power to us, you see? There are roles still around, okay? So, and are reachable and are on BlaXit. Well, I am impressed. Are you impressed, BlaXit? Are you impressed? Okay, wow, congratulations, imparting herbs and fruits in your yard. What are your hopes for the Caribbean and Africa? Unification, I think it's already happening. With the flights and also with a lot of us from the Caribbean, acknowledging, yes, our African roots. I think so, it's happening. Once we start to acknowledge, yes, we're Africans, it doesn't matter if we're living in Belize, it doesn't matter if we're living in Brazil, it doesn't matter where we're living. And that is the revolution, the 360-degree mind revolution that is happening now, is that we're saying, yeah, okay, so I live in Brazil. However, I'm an African first. Like Marcus Garvey said, we're Africans first. And I think that is what's so important, is understanding and making that leap into our identity, that leap into knowing who we are, that leap into, feeling comfortable in who you are and feeling proud to be an African. That is the revolution that is happening now. And understanding that, yes, we are owed reparations. Yes, repatriation is a part of our reparation. And yes, being proud to be African and of course proud of our nations. Hopefully they'll be unified soon and we will have one unified state of Africa, or one unified empires of Africa, as was, hoped and dreamed of by the late Marcus Messiah Garvey, Honourable Marcus Messiah Garvey. So, okay, right. So my hopes for the Caribbean is for us to work together more unified, and for there to be more inclusivity in those in those forums, so that we can all get involved more. I know that I've sat on the precipice of getting involved with the AU, precipice of getting involved with ADDI, the precipice of getting involved, but I think next year I will probably have more time to get more involved in those organisations. Three is to encourage joint scientific research and initiatives. Okay, so 3 is to encourage joint scientific research and initiatives. So that is across Africa and the Caribbean. When I'm talking about joint, I'm talking about the diaspora. The diaspora for me is Africans, let me just say Africans inside Africa and Africans outside of Africa. So Africans abroad and Africans inside of Africa. And when I say Africans, I mean black people, okay? And I'm gonna make it very clear, because I did have a little program which I made, which, I'll give you a spoiler alert. I made a program which it's not quite ready yet. It's been edited, and it goes into why I am not so pro, citizenship by genetics. And what do I mean by citizenship by genetics? Meaning that you need to have a DNA test to prove that you're an African. Because I've watched several programs, and this is why the program is taking so long. It's because I've watched several different programs in which different nations have said, yes, we all have African ancestry. So they're from China, they're Chinese, so, they're from Europe. They said, yes, we have African ancestry. They're from France, yes, we have African ancestry. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. You understand? Make it make sense. You can't make sense out of nonsense, okay? Make it make sense. So, there's something to be said about us really identifying as Africans. And that is important, that our melanin is also, seen as a part of our passport. I think that's very, very important. That wasn't on the list, but I just added it because I'm making a program about it. And I know I'm going to come against probably a lot of criticism and critique, and probably, smear campaigns and all the rest of it as they come out and tell lies on me. But, I have to say what I say. And a lot of that is because people don't agree with me, or people are jealous, or, they have their own personal insecurities. But you know what? I don't really care what people say. I'm going to say how I feel. I don't think I should have to take a blood test to prove that I'm an African. Okay? So anyway, yes, most countries want a unified Africa. Unfortunately, Kagame, Tinubu, Ruto, and even Museveni as Western-backed need to be convinced or removed. Now, I think that the one good thing about the some of the political systems is that there are times when everybody's time is over, and that gives us a chance. Okay, that gives us a chance. Or you can look at the model of Ibrahima Traore, and that is that the people You're the people. This is your future. This is your destiny. You choose who you want to be in control. Just remember that. You know, and what we need to do is educate people more. That's why the universities are so important. We need to educate people more so they do understand the political systems, they understand the implications of the decisions that they make, and they can actually now put people to the test. Because it's not just about talking, it's about what are you going to actually do? Yeah, and making people accountable and holding people accountable for what they do as well. Hi, beautiful sister. I salute you. And welcome, B45. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you can contribute to the debate. Please stay. We are talking about ways in which we can unify Africa and also add to the contribution of working together harmoniously to increase the potential of Africa as well, and for us all. So, Julia, I will visit you next time I visit the Gambia. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Deborah. Royalty, exactly. So, travel e.g. Barbados straight across, but we have to go up north or down. We have to go through Africa Cutting. Yeah, it's true, it's true. But, you know, let's hope, and let's pray that maybe one day there will be a train line across Africa. Wouldn't that be amazing? Trains, ferries, whatever, to get across the whole of Africa so we can travel across Africa, right? Without having to have all of these problems with travel. And let's hope one day that it will be visa free, just like it is when you travel in America. You don't have to get a visa to go from New York to Florida. So, you know, let's hope that we can organize a similar system. So 4 is promote African traditional medicine. I think we touched on this before. So give me a yes or no. Encourage joint scientific research initiatives. Give me a yes or a no. Animation Horizons, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Agriculture is vital in Africa and Caribbean, and it's one of the many futures of our people. Absolutely, totally agree. Judah 1, what effects of BRICS in the Gambia, if any? I think that it's gaining momentum. I don't think that we're actively participating in the process, to be fair. But, for us, I think it's more of a motivational, inspirational organization to know that there is an alternative to what already exists just in the West. I think that's what BRICS really represents here. Judah 1, yes. Very impressed, BlaXit. Very, very, very. Yes. So everybody says yes to that. So how do you feel about promotion of African traditional medicine? That's number 4 on my list. Or Deborah, Revolutionary 2. Thank you for commenting. Wonders also Revolutionary 2. Judah 1. Deborah, thank you also. So what do you think? Yeah. Uzoname Mary, Igwe, or kingdoms. Yeah. What do you think? Promotion of African traditional medicine. I love it. I'm not going to lie to you. Even for toothache, stomachache, for various ailments that I've had, I have turned to African traditional medicinal medicines, herbal medicines, and they have been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If anybody knew me from the UK, they would know that I used to suffer terribly from arthritis. I used to have anxiety, but I think that was part of a lot of the things that I was doing, you know, fighting against racism, fighting for freedom of West Papua. So I was targeted a lot as well. So that's the reason why I think I used to have anxiety, because I was, I would go and march against Monsanto. You know, I would actively participate in protests and create them as well. I created several protests, including the one outside of a school for a young black boy called Chikazi, whose mother Tuesday, her son was banned from the school because he had locks. And so if you remember rightly, if anyone remembers, I think it was on the BBC News or something where, I said my piece and, fortunately they won their case. But, I have fought against racism actively since a very young age, and also been a victim of it also from a very young age. So I used to fight against it. But in terms of promotion of African traditional medicine, I'm hands down for it. Please tell me, what do you think? WS Banker says 1. Greetings, sis. So Jemima speaks. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. I'm so sorry that I have been offline. Like I was telling you, I was getting a lot of gang stalks. Some terrible things were being sent to me, but I got some cyber security and I'm back. Ooh, I got some cyber security. That's how Juliet's going on. Nyancho's in the place. Nyancho's in the house. Anyway, yes, so greetings. Animation Horizon says, yes, I like the way you're talking. It reminds me a bit of Wakanda. But first, we must share our resources and help each other first. We must protect each other. Oh, yes. I mean, that goes without saying. Because, I mean, if you look at all of these amazing pieces of ingenuity, innovation, and total genius that are coming out of Africa right now, it is phenomenal. And we have to protect those people because, as you know, we've had some of our inventors, our great inventors and scientists, that have been killed, poisoned. The old agencies just pop up as they do, and find a way to put something in your food. So and that's why even me, I'm very careful about what I do and where I eat, because I do know that obviously me encouraging you to come home puts me a little bit, out there, and it doesn't matter what views you see, it's who you reach. And I think that's what's most important. That's something that I had to learn. I had to learn to stop looking at subscribership, stop looking at views, and just start looking at, you're here to serve your people. Okay? You're here to serve your people. All the rest of that is ego. And we don't need that. We need we-go, not ego. And so that's what's important, is that I need to show up and to be here and to share information, and that you need to share information back to me, and then we need to try to start to implement it into action. We need to start land banking. We need to start farming. We need to start working together, investing together, and being together. And even these, don't forget my 6th anniversary present to you. So plots in Gunjur. Gunjur is the location of the beach town. Beautiful, very, very beautiful location in Gambia. I would say, almost one of the most beautiful locations. But it's also very, very fertile. It's also very vibrant, has a vibrant town. It also has the newest city. So it's the biggest area for development here in the Gambia to date, because the newest city is being built there. Also, the biggest eco-development is also being built there as well. So don't miss out. And these plots are reduced. The value of plots now in Gunjur is like 300,000. But as you know, with BlaXit, and we do secure the land for you. In fact, we've gone and filmed the land, etc., and drone the land. I want to say big up to KD for teaching Cafe to drone, because now he's drone the land, and he's a really good drone pilot. So big yourself up, Cafe, okay? Because he's really good now. But anyway, back on target. What I was saying is that it's so important that we do start investing in Africa, because if you look at Uganda, okay, I'm just going to give you an example. Before 1971, okay, before 1971, so we're going back in time. This is before I was even born, so that shows you, okay, right? Before 1971, there was 99% of the land ownership and business ownership in Uganda, 99%, this is before Idi Amin, right? Changed that, was owned by Europeans and Asians, and 1% was owned by the local people, okay? And this is why I tell you, land bank, come to me, let's sort out a plan, let's sort out what we can do. I will find opportunities in great locations, but I need you to work with me, okay? Yes, we have the largest kabilo here in the Gambia for diasporans, which has over 500 plots. Yes, we achieved that. Yes, more power to us, and yes, we had some challenges along the way, but we made it, we did it, okay? We did it, and we can do so much more, okay? We can do so much more, but we have to work together. This is the thing. We have to work together. It's so important, okay? So what do you say about African traditional medicines? Let's go. The black race is the most diverse ethnicity in the world, Deborah. Absolutely. Xena Warrior, Queen. My sister. How are you doing, my sister? Hey, sister. So tell me, what do you think? Establish a Pan-African university, develop a common agricultural policy, encourage joint scientific research and initiatives, and promote African traditional medicine. Give us your views, please, okay? This is where we are right now. Hilly de Villiers, if you're not over 60 person, you should not be considered as, if you were not over 60, you should not be considered as an African. I'm sorry, are you talking about Uganda or are you talking about me? I'm not sure on that one. Clarity, please. Okay, Deborah, Julia, I've always supported you and have been watching you for years. Deborah, love to you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. 60%. Okay, it was 60%. Well, he said 99. When I watched the court, when I watched the court transits, there was a court transcript, and it said 99%. Yes. So, and that was in Uganda, which was shocking to me, absolutely shocking to me. If I hadn't seen the court transcript and the footage myself, I wouldn't have believed it. But it was there, and so he had to justify why he was taking back the land. And they were saying why he had, caused certain injuries to his own people and so on and so forth. And he said, no, he was doing what was right for his people, and rightfully so. And we have to stop casting aspersions on our African leaders while we let those that go out and create World War I, World War II, and, all of the heinous wars that they've created, including what's going on in Palestine now. Get away with it. Yes, and let's look down on them and look up on our leaders that have stood up against, the terrible, hideous campaign that colonizers have done by taking control of our resources, taking control of our land, taking control of our businesses, and taking control of our laws, taking control of our banking and finance systems, taking control of our governance. Yes. Yes. Whether you or not, yes, I stand on what I say. Okay? So, no visas in Africa. WS Banker, totally agree. What does visa stand for? Look it up. Healers Essentials says 100%. WS Banker says one on a joint research initiative. Yes. It says yes, so that's good. Animations Rising says yes. Deborah, part of the problem. So Deborah says, part of the problem that we have in the diaspora is that we lack confidence, self-esteem, we lack pride, we lack unity, we don't publish, invest, promote, market, brand, our culinary, our gastronomy, and our cooking skills. Well, I must say, that is going to change, and it is changing. And the reason why I say this, let me see. It's because African culture, I hope you caught that little dance there, right? Okay. It's because African culture, especially via Afrobeats, via programs, via Nollywood, via various different programs and things, African culture is now spreading, okay? And young people are now embracing it, especially through music. Because even me, I sat at the table, I know it's ridiculous, okay? I sat at the table to eat my food, and me and my son, we both did... and then again, yeah, and then this dance that was spreading via social media. So, what I'm saying is that things are changing gradually, okay? We must embrace that change, okay? Let me go down the list. So, promote African traditional medicine. It's incredibly difficult to find African cookbooks only in stores. I have some here. I have some, maybe because I live in Gambia. I actually bought them in African bookstore. So yeah, of course, natural medicine is great. Yes to number 4. Strongly support herbs, says Hilly de Villiers. Revolutionary says yes. Wanda says yes. I'm sure one day it will be visa without Africa. Yes, we're struggling to find published, written, documented a traditional African anything nutrition. Well, so, you know, maybe with social media, we don't need to do that. Maybe we can find a way to create a website with all the information on who's up for the challenge. Who's up for the challenge? Let's do it. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. You know, I'm sure there must be some web developers here. I'm sure there are people with, you know, who can contribute. I live in the UK and I'm a late teenager now in my 20s. I'd love to get out of this country. The cold weather isn't good for my skin and I suffer from severe eczema. I wish the natural was good. Yeah, the sun does help you, in fact. And natural shea butter, baobab cream, if you use that, especially if you mix it with moringa oil, it can really help your skin. Because one of my children has eczema, okay? So I would recommend that to you, okay? Use natural shea butter or bamboo cream. You can even get, you know, bamboo cream, I think in UK now. And, you know, some moringa oil, definitely. And definitely drink moringa tea, you know, helps to clear the blood. And I'm not giving recommendations, I'm just saying what worked, okay? And drink the moringa, eat the moringa seed, okay? And drink plenty of water, yeah? And keep it moisturized. So I just want to help as little as I can, you know? So I hope that helps you, Animated Horizons. And yes, you can get out. I left Africa, I went to Africa for the first time when I was 22, okay? When I was 22, that's over 30 years now, okay? Showing my age, aren't I? So, yeah, wonders. No doubt African herbs and medicine are the best. They do, and they keep you feeling really irie, you know, they really do. W. Spanker says, return the people of Diego Garcia to their rightful land. Absolutely, absolutely, revolutionary too. I would love to grow every medicinal type of plant and herb and root vegetable known to man. Well, why not? You can. You know, we don't need to have dreams. What we need to do is fulfill them. Well, we do need to have dreams and we need to fulfill them. I'll put it that way. Sorry. Deborah said cassava, plantain, yam, ginger, turmeric, groundnuts, fish are necessary to our health. Yeah. Yeah, I have, actually. I have. If you, no, I haven't made the whole of gunjor because the drone batteries don't last that long. And it's very, very big. Gunjor isn't small. Gunjor's huge, so it'd be virtually impossible for me to do it all. Well, if I had a few drone pilots, maybe, if I had a few, it might be possible. So, yeah, but if you go back onto the channel, you see that I recently made a video about gunjor. Go and have a look. There are some drone shots there. Bad man, Wagwan. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I'm happy for you. You're my sister and you're in Gambia. Yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it, I must say. So, okay, so I think that's, so far we have concurred on the first four. Number 5 is develop a Pan-African transport system. So I did jump the gun a little bit when I talked about a train system and, you know, ferry system or ships, you know, that we can go from country to country. Go just like, you know, Eurostar or one of those other kind of trains, and obviously a little bit bigger, maybe more. You know, those Japanese trains that have two different levels on them, so you can fit a lot more people and have trains going to different countries, scheduled like planes. Why not? Why not? Do you think we can do it? So we can have a Pan-African transport system. What do you say? We should have a funded, educated, trained, experienced African culinary chefs. Yes, I agree. I think we do. I mean, they have this competition every year. I don't know if you're aware, but they do have a Pan-African cooking competition that's held in, I don't know what African country it was this year, to be fair, but they do have that where different chefs go and they actually compete. If you go online and if you look for it, you'll definitely find it. Because I know Gambia won 1 year with the chef from, I think it was Coco Ocean. Oh, I hope I got it right. I'm not sure what hotel he was from, but he won anyway, cooking benachin. And you know, I love a benachin, however you want to pronounce it. I love a benachin meat. Oh my goodness. I do love my African food though. Oh, yeah. And I love egusi. Oh my gosh, egusi soup is very, very nice. I love swallow. I love so many. I love, today I'm having super kanja with fufu. Yeah, I love my African food. I'm not gonna lie, I don't apologize for it. I love to eat it. It's absolutely delicious. One of the things that I did find, now you mentioned fish, is that the way that fish is prepared is almost the same in nearly every African country I've been to, which has been amazing. They have the most amazing fried fish, which reminds me of Jamaican fried fish. Yeah, and when I went to Sierra Leone, they even had bami. Yes, and if you're Jamaican, you know what I'm talking about when I say bami. Okay, so we should have. Okay, next. Okay, we have a new person joining us. Live long, the guys. No, you're not new. I think I've seen you before. 12:15. Do you see what's going on with Ghana land? So I'm not sure if you're talking about. There's three things. There's someone that I want to announce that has been installed as a king and has acquired for development in Ghana a lot of land. And he also acquired land via his installship. So I don't know if you're talking about that or if you're talking about the incidents that happened, or if you're talking about the question over the other land where family have claimed that there's been some conflict there. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. So if you could give me a little bit more information, live long, the guys 12:15, and let me know. Just to let you know that the land that I'm talking about is absolutely free of any issues, and has actually been given for us to you as a repatriation opportunity, which is what we go out and do. And sometimes not everybody agrees to it, so sometimes it takes me a long time to negotiate and to ask for that. So when I'm telling you these plots are 150,000 lasses in Gunjur, let me work out what that would be. Hang on, I don't know what the rate is currently, but it was 88, 84. Divided by 88 or 84 is £1,668 per plot. Okay, so 150,000, and I'm only giving away 6 because at this rate, because I'm sponsoring it and keeping the price low, because I'm actually sponsoring it as part of my I don't know what's wrong with me when I do this, but I can't help it. I love you all so much. And so I had to do a 6-year anniversary gift. And so 6 of the plots in the location have been greatly reduced in price. Only 6, because that's all we could afford when I worked out the budget to do for you. I'm sorry, but I've got really prickly, a really itchy nose today. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know if it's some kind of allergy I'm having. So do excuse me, I do apologise. And so it works out to be £1,688 per plot, okay? Okay, I'm just letting you know, and that's in Gunjur, and it's a beautiful location. In fact, it's a PDL prime development location. And the reason why, I don't want to give away too much, I want you to call me. Yeah, I want you to call me to get more information, because I want you to get this opportunity. It's for BlaXit, okay? This is for you, BlaXit family, okay? So I'm just letting you know that there's 6 plots at this price. It's first come, first serve, okay? And it's for our anniversary gift. It's our anniversary gift to you. So these plots have been sponsored, okay? So, and where else can you go and get land for that price? I don't know, right? So, and especially in a beach town with beautiful beaches, beautiful land, beautiful villages, very beautiful place. But anyway, so let's stick on to the list. So Pan-African transport system, let's get on. Healers Essentials. I teach my children that they are born healers. Yes, I'm glad you said that. I am so glad you said that. I do believe that we are. I do believe that we are. So what I know, I teach as a holistic health therapist. That's very good. I'm so glad that there's someone like you out there in the community. So big yourself up, a Healers Essentials. Big yourself up. and they know that they have sovereignty over their minds and bodies first. Now, I just want to stop there for 1 second. I'm going to slightly go off tangent just a little bit. Now, Healers Essentials had an issue recently that I'd like to bring to your attention. She has twin boys, and she brought it to our attention, if you remember, in the last week's live. And then she sent me a video, which I hope you can put the link to the video in this live here, please. Please add the link in to your video, Healers Essentials, where she put her two boys into this school, St. Saviour's or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the school, to be fair. They, you know, her sons, and one in particular, their twin boys, experienced severe racism. Now, as you know, anyone that might have known me from years ago would know that I also experienced the same thing with my sons and my daughter, in fact, all of my children. You know, I even experienced it myself, being, you know, raised in England, and it was a terrible experience for me. And as a parent, to see it happening to your children as well. I mean, you know, with the youngest, Caffrey, we had to take him to hospital, and his face was swollen, he was vomiting, he was ill where he had been hit. I mean, it's physical violence, this you know, racism. It results in your child, you know, being physically struck, if not psychologically impacted on. And we all know what it's like. And so I would like you all to watch her video and to see what she says and to support her. If you're in the UK, please support this young lady with her campaign. It's very, very important that we do support each other during this time. I remember I reached out to several different organisations, several different even black organisations for help and support when I was going through what I was going through. And unfortunately, you know, we're not there. You know, we're here now, but, you know, my little bit of weighing in support is to ask you to please share the video, you know, and allow people to watch it and share, you know, your experience, and maybe share your number so people can give you support. So if you support that, please, at Healers Essentials, do let me know. Let me go on with the comments because I'm well behind. Deborah said we should have a government-funded revolutionary cooking schools. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you do learn to cook in school. You know, like you had cooking ed, or whatever you call it. What do they call it? What do they call it now? I don't know. Cooking ed. Funded schools in the African continent to compete with Michelin-star schools in France. Yeah, we can certify our own culinary. Yeah, we can. Because I saw that a Nigerian restaurant recently was given a Michelin award the first time, and it was a female chef from Nigeria in London. Her restaurant was given a Michelin award. So big up yourself. I'm glad to see that we are making progress in that regard. Our people have respect for Idi Amin. The Western powers hated him. Big up Idi Amin. Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in power. Anyway, Healers Essentials, are you hearing our ancestors calling through our music? Yes, I am. That's what I was saying. I started talking about the Super Bowl, and I was talking about Kendrick Lamar, you know, and like I said, I like him. I don't understand a lot of what's being said because he talks very fast, but I do like him. So I have to literally go back and then find someone who's posted the lyrics behind the song so I can read it and understand it. And then I realized, you know, that he's very clever, very, very intentional and very intelligent with his application of science in words through music, through power. And for that, 100% Kendrick Lamar, you know. I'm an old school hip hop head, so yeah, I love it. I might not be able to do all the dances, yeah, and I like Angola. Let's go, yeah, why not? Let's go. So Africans share their knowledge and words by mouth, and we need books and more authors. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. But we have to buy those books. The thing is that we have to support our own. Yeah, we have to stop going out and buying all these European, you know, names and brands and start supporting our own. We need to start doing for self. We really do. Deborah, moringa is incredibly healthy for us. I agree. Mitch, welcome. Thank you. So I'll be contacting you about Gunjwan land. for more information. I want to get out of US soon. My heart and spirit is drawing me to Africa and telling me to make the move. Make it, make it, make it, make it, make it, make it. Now I'm doing Michael Jackson. I don't know what's going on with me today, fam. Yeah, I'm doing Pekenniway. I'm doing everything today. Okay, but yeah, make that move. You won't regret it. I love it. I love it. I am not. Listen, I am loving living in Africa. I cannot tell you. I mean, if I told you the time I got up today, do you want to know? I got up at 12. And I had Thackeray for breakfast, I had Thackeray in bed. Yeah, I just love my life. I really do. But anyway, Animation Horizon says thank you. Natasha Albert, thank you. So I want you to reach out to me, Mitch, plus 220-240-5273 on WhatsApp. That's plus 220-240-5273 on WhatsApp. BlaXit, will put the number up for me again, please. Animations, thank you. Okay, so Natasha Albert, you're looking beautiful. And oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. I so appreciate you so much. You know, this is African life. I actually went back and looked at some pictures of myself many years ago, and I actually looked so stressed. I didn't even realize how much stress I was under until I looked back at those pictures. Yeah. Thank you also for the love and support. Deborah says, developing our African railways is essential for trading to connect 54 African countries. Yes, that's what I want to hear. Makala said, Benachin is also known as jollof rice. That's right. Thank you so much. Deborah said, the Gambian chef winner is my friend. His name is Chef Bojang. That's it. Yes, absolutely. And his restaurant is walking distance to Kaloni near the shopping centre in the Gambia. That's right. What's the name of the restaurant again? Tell me, because you know me and my... Okay, Spice Hub. So everyone, make your way to the Spice Hub. You want the best Benachin in the country that you can eat in a restaurant. Make your way to the Spice Hub in Kaloli. You never know. I might even pop down there and interview him just for you, okay? Just for you, Deborah, okay? So give me his number, WhatsApp me and give me his number, and I will try and go and do an interview with him just for you, and I'll put it on the channel, okay? How's that? Can't get better than that. Okay, so Animation Horizons says, yes, high-speed rail, better and better planes, and getting crowned funds for young people like the UK. And well, if we had our reparations, that would help all this. If African governments got together and demanded reparations, you know, that is why I do respect Andrew Holness, his honourable Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, and her honourable Mia Motley, and also the President of Ghana and Guyana, and so many others for what they're doing in the Caribbean, and St. Vincent as well. So high-speed rail, yes, that's right. Like in the UK, Prince's Trust. Yes, exactly. We should have the same thing. Yeah, they help people to start their own business. There are people that do that though, individually in businesses. There are some even startup funds here in the Gambia, as I know, done by QCell. Long live to guys there, 12-15. Yeah, I was talking about the scamming they're doing and how they can call us back home and then scam us, but I trust you in the Gambia. Oh yes, well, let me just say, it doesn't happen to everybody, okay? It doesn't happen to everybody. And let me just say, people are opportunists no matter where you go. Okay, even in England, you know, I got ripped off in England by a builder. It wasn't funny at the time. I'm laughing now, but what I'm trying to say to you is that it happens because there's dishonest people. You know, what we need to increase is honesty. What we need to increase is morals. What we need to increase is respect. And also, we need to have so much more discernment nowadays because, you know, there's some people, they've got absolutely no conscience. They only, you know, they see you as a meal ticket and will make a beeline for you. So you need to be discerning and to keep your circle small and tight with people that you know, and only work with people that come highly recommended. Because like I've been sabotaged, terribly sabotaged, you know, by my own people. So, you know, it's not just, people there in Africa, you know, there are people that have done it, and it's a painful experience. but you get over it and you get stronger from it. You know, and so see it as a lesson, see it as a learning curve. So next time it won't happen. And that happened, you know, even in England. Incidents happened to me. You know, I remember when someone broke into my home. You know, it's a horrible experience. The guy broke in with one of those fire extinguishers. You know, and I was home alone. It was terrible. I beat him though. I beat him very badly. I don't suffer business easily. I took up my bike. I had a racer that was in the passage, and he come through the door. He wasn't ready for my beating. Let me tell you, I started to beat him with the bike. Boom, 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 until I beat him out of my house. But he didn't get away with anything. But the fact that he thought it was okay to break into my house with a fire extinguisher and thought he was going to get away with it, me. I'm African woman. Jamaican bears playing with me? No, sir. So anyway, Deborah, okay, I will send you his number, thanks to it. He does amazing seafood. Oh, yeah, okay. I will go. And forget this, I'm just going to go and visit him and eat some food and then surprise him, okay? But pass me his number and I'll arrange the interview as well. Hilly de Villiers said it should be against the law, scamming. I mean, yeah, it should be. But also, you know, I think one of the things that concerns me most is the deception. One of the things that concerns me most is the deception, because, and you know, the people that are doing it have to be accountable, because it then puts a smear on other people, which isn't fair. It isn't fair. And then other people will get called it and they're not actually doing anything. So I think it's holding the right people accountable. You know, and there is a law against it already. There is a law against it already. But unfortunately, I think that there's two things. It's what you call scamming and what you define as scamming as well. Because I had a lady that was overcharged. Let's just say she came in on a taxi and she was overcharged. And I said to her, why didn't you call me and ask me what the taxi fare from the airport was? Or furthermore, why didn't you ask me to arrange transport for you? So, you know, it's about us also being discerning so we don't get ripped off. Because some people will call that, you know, okay, so if he charged me $50 to come from the airport to go just to this location. Okay, so some people call that scamming. You know, the driver was being an opportunist. She was prepared to pay. She didn't check out. She didn't find out what it was before she left the country. She could have made some inquiries. So we have to also be accountable. So Owen Scott, I want to big you up. How are you, Owen Scott? How are you doing? Yeah, I'm going to keep it positive, okay? Because at the end of the day, the bad things happen to good people. You know, I should know. Do you know what I mean? I should know. Owen Scott, big yourself up. How are you? It's been a while. Lovely to see you on the channel. Hello, Owen Scott. Hilly de Villiers said, anyway, it should be against the law. It hinders development. No, I 100% agree with you. And it is against the law. It's called theft. It's called fraud. It's called deception. And it should be. However, you know, just like any country in the world, it happens. But we must do things to prevent it also. And we must also put our guards up as well. Because for me, it's been so hard to help people because their guard is up so high, thinking that everybody's the same when we're not. Like I said, a thief with a long bag knows a thief with a long bag. You understand? I'm not a thief with a long bag. So you understand, you have to use discernment, okay? So I was saying the next one that we had, hang on. The next subject that we had, I'm going to be going off soon, so we only got through half, so I'll have to do a continuum of this next week. So we agreed on a Pan-African transport system, so we can travel from African country to African country without hindrance. And I think that we already have the problems that we have with flights. We also have the restrictions that we have because of the aviation companies. So what I'm saying is that if we have train and maritime law, using our own maritime law, using boats and using trains, I think that will be a more superior system. It might take longer, even though it's a high-speed train, but the ideology behind it is that it will be it'll be less costly than flying, because many people have to like fly into the UK, then from the UK then come to Africa. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if they took a flight straight into Africa and then travelled across Africa, it might be a lot easier. And also safety and security has to be paramount, with regards to any transport solution that we present. I think that's also very, very important. Okay, and number 6 is to encourage joint disaster response efforts. Okay, so encourage joint disaster response efforts. And I think that's also important. Like I said, I did not write this. I'm not the author of this. I got this from a Pan-African group. Unfortunately, the author didn't write his name at the end of it, but I liked it so much that I wanted to share it. So whoever did write it, big yourself up, okay? I've only added in a few little bits myself, so I'm not going to take credit for it. So encourage joint disaster response efforts, support African artists and creatives. I'm going to put those two together. So encourage joint disaster response efforts. What do you think about that? Yeah? Oh yeah, it has been a while, Owen, but it is also good to be back. And thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Owen Scott. It's nice to have you back as well. So, what do you think? So, Owen, you would have missed the first few ways. We're talking about ways in which we can unify and also how we can, put our contribution into Africa. And one is to establish a Pan-African university. 2 is to develop a common agricultural policy to encourage that. Anyway, amongst African nations, eat what you grow and grow what you eat. Encourage joint scientific research initiatives, promote African traditional medicine, and develop a Pan-African transport system. And 6, encourage joint disaster response efforts and support African artists and creatives. So, what do you think, especially about disaster responses? Now, as you know, there has been some issues around the Congo and around other African nations where I think that there needs to be a huge joint response. What's going on in Burkina Faso? We need to support Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, and there needs to be a joint response to that, so they know that there's a united African front supporting, what they are doing, supporting everything that they are fighting against and fighting for, supporting them in developing their countries. And I think, once we have the blueprint where a country has done incredibly well, look what Burkina Faso has achieved in the last 2 years. They've actually cancelled out their national debt. Animation Horizon says, yes, this disaster is needed. Look at Congo and the Caribbean and hurricanes and hunger. And Haiti as well. African countries, we need as a whole to support and have an organisation. But we need the diaspora and Africa to come together, because there are places in Africa that have humongous resources, just amazing. And lots of resources. And if we invested in farming and so on, if we invested in employment and production, manufacturing of things that we need, if we invested in hospitals and, I keep saying it, we just need to invest together and work together. We just need to come together. And I think that's what's important. Because as soon as you start to come together, it's like crabs in the barrel. I know Marcus Garvey mentioned it, and Booker T. Washington mentioned it. In fact, it was Booker T. Washington that created that saying about crabs in the barrel. And he's so right, because as soon as one of us starts to put our head up the parapet, you get, some silly idiots that just, take pleasure in trying to create your downfall. And, in lies and smear campaigns in order to stop the progress. But, we have to be more discerning and know that, okay, this is a liar, this person, why would they go out and do that? After someone's just helped them, why would they go out and just, do something so negative? And this is not the person's character, this is not who they are. And stop listening to the lies and ignore them, stop feeding into it. There's been like criminals who have been on YouTube, sitting here, just doing program after program after program about people. And that person is a criminal who's married to a porn star. Come on. you know, we have to now be more discerning, and doesn't support black people, doesn't support Africa, doesn't even like being black. You know, we have, you know, our own people who hate themselves, and they will go after anybody who loves themselves. They, you know, your shine, you know, your shine just affects these demons, you know. So yeah, we're winding up soon. Okay, thank you so much, sweetheart. Yeah, so you know, your light affects these demons. I'm doing a program which is called oh my goodness, I forgot the title. Demon nullification. I think it was called. Was it demon nullification? Yeah, I was playing with the word denomination. Okay, denomination, as in money, and I'm kind of going through about it, and the power, and what it's done, and how we can actually take back our power from it. And so, you know, demonification and denunciation of the demonification. If you listen to the words, you'll understand what I'm saying. You know I'm talking in code, okay? Because, you know, this is YouTube after all. So, in the denomination. So Angola, okay. So Angola and Nigeria crude oil benefits. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I recently watched a protest that they did at the Shell event, where they were showing how, you know, what Shell was doing to Nigeria, how terribly Shell was affecting the eco balance in Nigeria, how affecting the water, the fish, the whole ecosystem, how, you know, what they're doing, and they're not being accountable for what they're doing. Especially when they're having these so-called accidents where the oil is gushing out and it's killing, but it's killing people as well because they're getting poisoned. You know, it's killing the wildlife. It's killing the fish. It's killing, you know, the fishermen's livelihoods. It's literally poisoning the earth and the soil. And so I watched the protests, you know, about this, and I do know they have been sued, and yes, you know, they have paid some compensation, but it's not enough. And the measures do not go far enough, and the governments need to hold these huge conglomerates to be accountable. Whether it's Freeport Moran and what they're doing in West Papua, we need to hold them accountable, because, you know, these genocides aren't being created from nothing. These genocides are being created because they've got something to gain. We know this, and it's our people that are dying in these genocides. Okay, it's our people. So we need to also take care of our people. So, Awale Youssef, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining the live. How are you? Yeah, it's been a while. Thank you so much. Yeah, so so far we've covered ways to unify, and also for us to contribute to the development and unification of Africa. And when I say us, I mean Africans outside of Africa. And when I say that, I'm talking about us diasporans. Whether you want to call yourself Caribbean, whatever, I see you as African, okay? So whether you're Brazilian, I still see you as African. Whether you're Surinese, I see you as African, okay? So I'm talking about Africans outside of Africa and Africans inside of Africa, how we can do that. So number one is to establish a Pan-African university. Number two is to develop a common agricultural policy. Number three is to encourage joint scientific research initiatives. Number four is to promote African traditional medicines. Number five is to develop a Pan-African transport system. Number six is to encourage joint disaster response efforts. And number seven is to support African artists and creatives. I'm going to tell you the rest, and then we can catch up with the rest next week. So after support African artists and creatives, we can talk about that. We can also talk about, you know, the rise of African culture now into, let's just say, contemporary homes. And so I'm going to talk about develop a common African identity document. That's so one passport basically. Yeah, so allowing you to travel all across Africa. Okay, what do you think about that? Also promote African languages in media, so we start to learn African languages more, or maybe, you know, one, they were saying Swahili, That's what I heard, that we all learn like one language, just like in China they have Mandarin. We all learn Swahili. I don't know what you think about that. Encourage joint sports and cultural events. I think that would be a great idea. They have the Olympics, we have our own, yes, based on our own traditional sports, which we encourage each country to bring one of their own, which can compete in massive games. So, you know, we start to promote our own wrestling, our own cultural sports, okay, including spiritual sports, because I did see, I think, where was it? Was it in Benin, where they had the flying competitions, and practitioners, let's say spiritual practitioners, were actually flying. Yeah, so we do have our own stuff going on. Yeah, like they talk about that. Yeah, you got high jump, we got flying. And they fly by themselves. Nah. So, you know, let's be proud of that. Stop looking and allow people to demonize our culture, demonize our spirituality, demonize, you know, our heritage, demonize our traditions. We got to stop allowing them to do it. It just needs. We need to be proud, okay? And we need to take away the fear out of things that we don't know about, and start to inquire and learn more about things that we know about. In fact, our ancestors were very close to nature and knew how to work within the balance of nature, and that's something that we need to get back to. I think that's very, very important. We're coming too far away from nature now, you know, and nature is not same-sex relationships. It's not natural, okay? I'm sorry, but don't know if you don't like me, come off now, but I don't believe that they're natural. I just don't. And so I'll say it here and now. I don't believe that it's a natural thing, to be honest with you. And I do think that it's something that is psychological, and I do think it is something that can be healed. Yes, I do. Okay, I think it's a practice, and I think it can be healed. So develop a common migration policy, support more African women into leadership, encourage joint efforts to combat climate issues, promote African cultural festivals, just like what I was talking about, like the Benin Festival. Develop a Pan-African digital infrastructure, definitely needed. Do we need our own platforms just like the one I'm talking on now, but it needs to be African based? Yes, we do. Okay? Yes, we do. Absolutely yes. Encourage joint initiatives to combat any planned pandemics, you know, that they might want to bring into Africa. Like, there's been a lot of issues online at the moment, if you have been listening, where some of these owners of large conglomerates have come under fire for the polio shots and so on, which they've done within African countries, especially Kenya. So I'd like you to look at that and see that certain companies are being banned, okay, because of what they've done, and the intentional harm that has been happened to women, stopping them from having children and so on. So also encourage joint initiatives to combat pandemics, support African youth leadership programs, totally into that. I do believe the children are our future. Lead them well and let them lead the way. Teach them well, sorry, and let them lead the way. Develop a common African peace and security framework. Definitely, we need a united front. We need to promote peace. But I'm going to add to that, we also need our own defamation league, the same way as other people from different religions have their own defamation league to promote and protect their own religion. We should have our own African defamation league to protect Africa also. So I'm going to add to that. Also establish a Pan-African news network. There is one which is out now by I have so much respect for him and what he's doing with the Pan-African News Network, but we're talking about a Pan-African News Network that is across African nations, broadcast on terrestrial TV. I think that's what they mean, but it can also be done online. As you can see, that there is also the Diaspora News, which is a great news channel, and I support that, and I've been on there myself. Thank you very much. Also establish a Pan-African News Network, so I said that. Developing common African tourism policy. I think that is a harmonized tourism policy, has to be important, really does. It's very, very important. Also, encouraging joint initiatives to combat corruption. I think anti-corruption leagues are also very, very important, and to stop some of the nepotism and things that are happening. These are things I want to think about, so we come back next week. Support African innovations and startups, like you were saying before. I think it was Hevelier that said that. Developing a Pan-African education curriculum, definitely think that should also be at the university. Encouraging joint efforts to promote African languages, definitely. And support African farmers and agricultural development. I think that's a part of really what we were saying about agriculture. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So loved your company. It's so lovely being with you. I'm going to now go and enjoy some lovely sun. Maybe pick a pawpaw off the tree and have some lovely lunch. Have some fufu and sipakanja. So I will say bid you goodbye. And say thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Remember, please get in contact with me via WhatsApp +220 240 5273 or via the traditional email, which is info@blaxithome.com, info@blaxithome.com, or what's the other way? I think those are the main two ways that you can contact me quickly. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you. I think it's going to be fun. We can talk. Catch up, and don't forget about the 6-year anniversary plots. Okay, and remember, we are one people, one destination, one destiny. Okay, one unity, one love. Okay, and if you want to share some love to BlaXit, you can, and that's via PayPal. You can send us a gift if you'd like, a monetary gift, if you'd like to support us in what we're doing, because we will be going back out on the road and making a lot more programs very soon, and that's via PayPal using BOP Collective, BOP Collective @yahoo.com. If you want that information, you can also just text me and I'll give it to you. And I think I'm getting the lights off sign, so I've got to go. So I love you. Thank you for contributing so much. This wouldn't have been, a wonderful show without you being here. So I just want to thank you so much, BlaXit family. I love you so much, and I'll see you next week. We'll be making this our regular slot. So we will be, touching some very contentious subjects soon, because I've got some lined up, as you know. And we'll talk again soon. Just like to say thank you so much for Cafe for moderating and being the super, super human being, a wonderful son, a lovely person that he is. He's so intelligent. I love him to bits. Thank you, Cafe, and goodbye, BlaXit family.